What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today I want to talk about Charles Dow. I wanted to make a video about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but then it just got me going into just more and more and more, digging in deeper and deeper and deeper with the Dow Jones, Charles Dow, the Dow Theory, the Wall Street Journal, and I just believe this story deserves to be told. So let's jump into it. When you try to do research on Charles Dow, there's not really much content out there, but there is content out there. When I try to look up his image, there's only one image of him, and that's this image right here of him. Also, when I tried looking up Charles Dow documentaries or the Dow Jones documentaries, I couldn't find anything. And the only one I really found was this short 11-minute clip that I will leave in the description down below. And it's pretty much just a summary of Wikipedia. Charles Dow lived a very short life. He only lived to be 51 years old. But the 51 years he was on this planet, he was able to achieve a lot. He co-founded the Dow Jones Company, came up with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. He also founded the Wall Street Journal, which has become one of the most respected financial publications in the world. He developed a series of principles for understanding and analyzing market behavior, which later became known as Dow Theory, the groundwork for technical analysis. Charles Dow was really known as just a great journalist. That was his occupation here, as you can see. He could write very, very well, and he told very great stories. And when he did research, he just went above and beyond when he would write his stories. And that's what attracted a following when he worked for a lot of these small companies. And then once he got a big enough of a following, then he came out with the Wall Street Journal. And then that's when things really, really took off for him. The Wall Street Journal came out in 1889. But best believe, it took him a long road to get to where he was. And he didn't put out a lot of his best stuff towards the end of his life. So he was a journalist for a long time for these small business companies. Like I said moments ago, he slowly accumulated more and more subscribers and a following. And when he dropped the Wall Street Journal, he realized that it was time to transform their 2-page news summary into a real newspaper. Their first issue of the Wall Street Journal appeared in July 8th of 1889. And it only cost 2 cents per issue or $5 for a 1-year subscription. The paper gave its readers a policy statement. Its objective is to give a fully and fairly the daily news attending the fluctuation in prices of stocks, bonds, and some classes of commodities. It will aim steadily at being a paper of news and not a paper of opinions. The paper's motto was, "The truth in its proper use." Its editors promised to put out a paper that could not be controlled by advertisers. The paper had a private wire to Boston and telegraph connections to Washington, Philadelphia, and Chicago. It had correspondents in several cities, including London. Dow would publish the names of companies that hesitated to give information about profit and loss. Soon after that, the newspaper gained power and respect from the reading public. The Wall Street Journal is still around today in 2019. And then we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. In the 1890s, Dow saw that the recession was ending. In 1893, many mergers began taking place, resulting in the formation of huge corporations. These corporations sought markets for their stock shares. The widely speculative market meant investors needed information about stock activity. Dow took this opportunity to devise the Dow Jones Industrial Average in 1896 by tracking the closing stock prices of 12 companies, adding up their stock prices and dividing by 12. Dow came up with this average. The first such average appeared in the Wall Street Journal on May 26, 1896. The industrial index became a popular indicator of stock market activity. In 1897, the company created an average for railroad stocks. At that time, railroad stocks and mining was really huge. Dow also developed the Dow Theory, which stated that the relationship exists between stock market trends and other business activity. Dow felt that if the industrial average and the railroad average both moved in the same direction, it meant that the meaningful economic shift was occurring. He also concluded that if both indexes reached a new high, it signaled a bull market was underway. Dow did not believe that his ideas should be used as the only forecaster of market ups and downs. He thought they should be only one tool of many that investors use to make business decisions. Just a really fascinating guy, Charles Dow was. I still really can't believe there's not a documentary out there on YouTube or anything about Charles Dow. I did find a book that was written by Charles Dow, Scientific Stock Speculation, right here on Amazon. And I also found a PDF of the book that I've shared in the Discord room. So real quick, what I wanted to go over, what is the Dow Theory? The Dow Theory is a theory which says the market is in an upward trend if one of its averages, industrial or transportation, advances above a previous important high and is accompanied or followed by a similar advance in the other average. For example, if the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbs to an intermediate high, the Dow Jones Transportation Average is expected to follow suit with a reasonable period of time. They really do break down the Dow Theory even more. People took off with it after his death and further advanced it and took his notes and studied his notes, and people have put their little twist on it here and there. But the Dow Theory in itself is worth looking up on your own. Also, if you go to Chart School, I'll leave a link to this down below. They have an audio file that's 38 minutes long that will read all this stuff out to you and give examples of the Dow Theory, how it has worked throughout history. And then we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is an index that tracks 30 large publicly owned companies trading on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones is named after Charles Dow, who created it in 1896, and his business partner, Edward Jones. Often referred to as the Dow, it is one of the oldest, single most watched indices in the world and includes companies such as Walt Disney, ExxonMobil, Microsoft. When you hear the TV networks say the market is up today, they are generally referring to the Dow. And I will leave a link to this as well. This is all on Investopedia. And here's a list of all the companies that are currently in the Dow Jones as of March 18th, 2019. We got the 3M Company, American Express, Apple, Boeing, Caterpillar, Chevron, Cisco, Coca-Cola, Dow DuPont, ExxonMobil, Goldman Sachs, the Home Depot, International Business, Intel, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, McDonald's, Merrick, Microsoft, Nike, Pfizer, Procter & Gamble, The Travelers, United Health, United Technologies, Verizon, Visa, Walmart, Walgreens, and Walt Disney. Recently, Walgreens replaced GE, General Electric. I remember that happening like last year or so. And here is the yearly of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. chart it out. So I just wanted to make a video explaining the Dow Jones, who Charles Dow is, the Dow Theory, and just put it all together for you guys. And I will leave links to all this great stuff so you guys can learn about it and grow as investors and as traders. The Dow Jones has been around forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. If you liked the video, smash that like button for me. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content that I put out. And until next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Alright, everyone. Later.